Huge breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Prime Minister, woke Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, is officially resigning in less than 24 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get into the news, but first, take a look at this clip as to what is happening right now and what they're saying about Justin Trudeau, what they've been saying before, and why he needs to leave and resign now. Is this a part of the Trump effect? Roll the clip.
People are having a very hard time paying for groceries. Young people can't find affordable housing. And beyond that, we have the threat of Trump's tariffs. And that's putting hundreds of thousands of jobs in Canada in danger. And instead of dealing with issues that are important for Canadians, the Prime Minister is dealing with fighting in his own party. It's clear that the Prime Minister cannot continue. Will he resign today? Yes or no?
Mr. Speaker, the NDP leader is absolutely right. This cannot continue. This Prime Minister cannot go on like this. Housing costs have doubled. Food bank use has doubled. The debt has doubled. Gun crime has doubled. And now we face troubling tariff threats from a president who can see weakness coming from a mile away. The Prime Minister must leave this job. But there's only one person who can remove him, and that's the leader of the NDP. Yes. Will he put the country ahead of his pension?
Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen. New Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau expected to announce his resignation before Wednesday, according to Globe and Mail. The announcement is said to be made before the National Caucus meeting, the outlets report. Trudeau's support among Canadians completely has collapsed, with just 30% of the Canadians approving of his job as Prime Minister. 30% only. That's it. His approval rating was 63% when he was first elected. Let me guess, Canada. Are you from Canada? Comment down below. And is this a part of the Trump effect? Here we go. His approval rating was 63% when he was first elected. More and more leaders have called on Trudeau to resign in recent weeks. Last month, leader of Canada's New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh, called on the Prime Minister to resign. That was the video I just played. Again, this is huge news for the world because this shows not only how powerful Trump is about to be in this current administration that's about to come in, not the current one, but the one coming in, the one that's about to be certified on January 6th, aka tomorrow. You might be watching this now. He was already certified, about to be certified. That is huge news, ladies and gentlemen. This news also comes after the dinner that Justin Trudeau and Donald J. Trump had. Remember, Donald J. Trump threatened tariffs if they do not cooperate with closing the northern borders, if they do not cooperate with working with the United States of America, right? This was among when Donald Trump and Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico, were going back and forth. He was going back and forth as well with Justin Trudeau. He took a flight to Mar-a-Lago. And I don't know if you guys remember what happened in Mar-a-Lago, but this may have scared him off and finally made him realize that he is not cut out for this and that Canada needs new leadership. Again, breaking. When Justin Trudeau told Donald Trump that the new tariffs will kill the Canadian economy, Trump replied that maybe Canada should become the 51st state. Not sure if you guys remember that, but ladies and gentlemen, let's go through it. Let's watch the video.
And tonight we're getting some new details about that Trump-Trudeau dinner from two people who were at the table. We are told that when Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy, Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the U.S. to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor. Right.
But more on that detail with the panel, Peter.
Oh, that's too good, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Peter Deuce's face. Brett Baer, also his face is hilarious in that moment. Also coming in, I don't know if you guys know, but this has been a conversation that has taken up the lights of even billionaires like Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank as he signals in and stepping in as Canada's leader as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau struggles, says he hopes to put together economic deal with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Right? This is somebody, Kevin O'Leary, who is also Canadian, ladies and gentlemen. Watch what he has to say right here about Justin Trudeau.
Kevin, we understand you're headed to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President-elect Trump. You have said you want to broker a deal that will create an economic union between the U.S. and Canada. Is that right?
Yes, there's no reason to be fighting. We've been talking about this for decades, and I think the time is right. What I did, and I've been doing this now for about 48 hours, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from the Canadian public. I enjoy a very large social media following there. So I said to them, look, what deal do you want? And they definitely don't want to give up their sovereignty, but they really want to explore this idea of an economic union, because Canada, but you think about the 40 million people, size of California, unlimited resources, unlimited power, unlimited gas, unlimited water, unlimited lumber, unlimited everything. And they're not stupid. They're thinking, wait a second, what if we had free trade east, west, north, south? And we put all our resources in, instead of squabbling on our own border between Canada and the United States, and put all that money up into protecting ourselves against the Chinese and the Russians up north. That all makes sense to Canadians. They just don't want to give up their sovereignty, just like somebody born in Louisiana doesn't want to be born somewhere else. They want to say, look, I was born in Calgary, whatever. But the way to solve for that is a passport, no different than the EU. Any American get it, any Canadian can get it, get the background check. They're starting to like that idea a lot more than the idea of selling out the whole country.
Wow. That is Kevin O'Leary basically saying that Trump's threats are working and that Canadians love this idea. Again, Justin Trudeau, 30% approval rating. That means that they went from woke to broke, and now they're trying to rebuild. Donald J. Trump may have put the fear of God on this man because he is sick, about to resign, ladies and gentlemen. Again, that is according to Global Mail, and many resources, many credible resources are reporting this in Canada and around the world. Again, don't know if you guys remember this video as well of a back and forth between the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, and also Tucker Carlson. I don't know if you guys remember this. Take a listen.
Thank you for your call. You have reached the media line. For all urgent requests, please send your request by email. Merci pour votre appel. Vous avez atteint la ligne médiatique. Merci beaucoup.
Yes, hi. I couldn't understand the French part, but it's Tucker Carlson calling from the United States. And I'd be grateful if you pass a message on to the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. We are coming to liberate Canada. We are coming to liberate Canada. And we'll be there soon. Merci.
We are coming to liberate Canada. Again, Joe Rogan even took on to his own podcast and called Canada communist. Canada has become communist. Canada has become a shame. They're not free over there. Joe Rogan and Tom Segura, we're talking about it. Jordan Peterson, also a Canadian who has fled Canada because of the fact that they wanted to put him in a re-educational camp because of the fact that he's conservative and a man of faith. It is absolutely insane what has happened to Canada. But Pierre Poilievre, I think that's his name, right? Is that his name? Let me search it up while I'm recording live, because is that the next guy? You saw him earlier in this video. Yeah, Pierre Poilievre did an interview with Jordan Peterson, ladies and gentlemen, and he has been pushing for a new election of prime minister in Canada. He is a part of the Conservative Party. And here he is with Jordan Peterson making some great points. Make sure to smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you're from Canada, also comment down below and let me know how you guys feel about all of this.
Like Milton Friedman was asked, what would you do with your money in times of inflation? He said, spend it.
Right.
Like the first thing you want to do when inflation is out of control is to make sure you get rid of this thing that's losing its value. The second reason it's immoral is it takes from the poor, because the poorest people they do not have the ability to buy inflation-proof assets like gold and real estate and fancy watches and art collections and fancy wines and things that go up with or even exceed inflation. So it's a very big wealth transfer from the very, very wealthy. A very small group of people actually get richer.
So the socialist policies that provide goods and services to Canadians, let's say, or denizens of other countries, by printing money, actually punish the poor brutally.
Oh, absolutely.
In consequence of the inflation that they generate.
Yes, I mean, all the socialist policies in practice redistribute from the working class to the super wealthy in practice. And I can prove that again and again and again.
In theory.
In practice.
Yeah.
In practice, all the redistribution that happens in these so-called socialist countries ultimately goes from the working class to the super wealthy. That is the reality. But just one last thing on inflation. The final reason why it's so immoral is nobody votes on it. The basic principle of our parliamentary system is the government can't tax what Parliament has not voted. The people no taxation without representation, right? But no one ever votes to have the money printing happen. And so the inflation is adopted secretly, and you blame the grocer because groceries are more expensive, or your local gas station because gas is more, or your realtor because when in fact it was actually the government that bid up all of those things with money printing, and you didn't even know about it. So it is silent. It's a silent thief that takes from the poor and gives to the richest people, and it destroys the working class. And that's why I want to crush inflation. We need a policy that seeks to stop inflation at all costs.
Okay, so what would you do to stop inflation?
Well, we stop the money printing. You know, we need, and the money printing is just a means to fund deficit spending. Governments borrow to
define the deficit, for people.
So basically the deficit is the difference between what the government spends and what it brings in.
It's usually calculated on a yearly basis.
That's
deficit.
right.
Yeah. And the debt?
Well, the debt is just the accumulation of the deficit. So the deficit right now is $62 billion.
I thought it had a ceiling of
41 billion, right.
Wasn't that a ceiling?
Yeah.
Guess not, eh?
I guess not. Look, there are very real present day consequences for that. Deficits increase the money supply. Central banks effectively facilitate that increase in the money supply, and that causes inflation. And, it's why I have a buddy whose family moved here from Italy back in 1973. His father worked paving roads, and his mother made sandwiches in a senior's home. They were able to pay off their home 10 minutes from Parliament Hill in 7 years.
Right.
Their grandchildren wouldn't be able to save up a down payment for that home in 15 years, and they will be university educated with all the advantages of having been here 2 decades. That is the consequence of the money supply growing vastly quicker than the stuff that money buys. So what we have to do is stop growing the money supply and start growing the stuff money buys, right? Produce more energy, grow more food, build more homes. We have to unleash the free enterprise system to produce more stuff of value.